Good morning, everybody. It's Gina. So, today is, I think, Vlcd 29. And I finally am still moving on my round. I was so stuck for so long. I don't know how many days I was stuck. It feels like a month, but I know that's not possible. It was probably 10 days or so where I was stuck between a couple numbers. So finally, I am officially, as of this morning, in the 150s. And that's great because I was hovering between like 162 and 164 were the numbers where I was stuck. So finally, over the last few days, the scale's been gradually moving in the right direction. So yesterday, I think I was 161.4. So I had a big release overnight. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I haven't looked back, but either way, I don't think I was in the I don't think I was at 160. So that's good. And it was 159.8, so I barely squeaked into the 150s this morning, which is fine by me. I'll take it, and you know, just keep doing what I'm doing and hope that the rest of this round continues to go well, since I do have you know, I do have quite a ways to go still, so that's good. You know, it's not like I'm at towards the end, towards the very end. I might mix again after I run out in, say, 10 days or so. I don't know. I'm going to see how I'm feeling and what I want to do. If I'm right there on the edge of something, I probably will. You know, like if I'm at 152 or something, then I might. I don't know that I'll go that far, since the amount I have left is probably going to last me 10 to 12 days. So I'll feel good if I was to lose, you know, five or six more. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. Today's a better day. Those of you that saw my vlog yesterday, you know, it's just been a rough time, but I do feel better about it. I've really put a lot of thought into everything, and you know, in my heart, I don't think that her teacher is bad. I don't think she's a bad person. I really don't. I think she has a lot of walls around her. I feel like there's just something there that Emmy senses that I know I sense. I mean, I know I do. And it's not bad walls. It's self-preservation walls. I just feel that disconnect. She's not a touchy-feely, warm, fuzzy, approachable kind of person in that way, and I sense it, and I think Emmy senses it, and I think she just couldn't get past maybe some of the things that were said. She's very sensitive, but she won't show it. So I think sometimes people can maybe say more to her, be more harsh with her, without realizing it hits her at night. It hits her later. She brews and things. I still think that there's some inexcusable things that have happened as far as the lack of communication, ignoring my email, not responding adequately to my email with at least Emmy, even if she didn't respond to me, to have said something to her sooner, so she wasn't sitting with that discomfort for those school days. It was 8 days, but it was Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. She said something the next Wednesday. So, you know, that's a long time for a kid. And so, no, I'm not going to excuse that or say that it's okay. But do I think that was malicious? No. Do I think that she underestimated the impact that her lack of intervention was having on Emmy? Yes, I do. Do I think she underestimated the impact it was having on me? Absolutely. So, yeah, that's kind of where I am with it, and we'll see. Since she did send me an email where she was telling me the positive things about Emmy, which I think took a lot for her to do. Not because it took a lot for her to say positive things, but I think it was, I don't know, it didn't feel natural coming from her, like that was an easy, natural thing. It seemed like she had put a lot of thought into her wording and what she was going to say and how she was going to say it, and I could be wrong, but that's what it felt like. And I do think that she was sincere. I think she may have just underestimated the impact of her presence on Emmy, and that maybe Emmy needed to hear some of that stuff more often. And so she's asked me to read her the email 3 times. So I've read it to her, and it makes her feel good. And so, you know, it's not done. It's not a done deal. You know, the principal's still out of town, and I did send her an email, and I did tell her that I felt like I deserved, or actually I said I feel like I'm entitled to an explanation for why there have been emails that have been ignored, or there have been topics that have just been deflected, questions, direct questions that haven't been answered. My communication, I feel, has been extremely clear in the past few emails that I've sent, and I've just not gotten a response that is related to the body of the email. It's been very confusing. So I do think that needs to be addressed. How she wants to address it, I don't know. You know, I think the communication needs to improve to where if I do send an email, it's acknowledged, and that it's acknowledged via the body of the email is acknowledged. What I am asking for or saying is acknowledged. Whether she can give me that information or not, at least I know from her response that she read what I wrote, because the last email I got prior to the nice spontaneous one was like not even remotely related to what I had asked for. I wrote asking for positive feedback, and I got 0. I got a list of behavioral problems. So, yeah. I don't know. And I guess it also just feels blown out of proportion. I mean, there's this list of behavioral problems, and when you read over them, it's not like my kids, you know, cussing at her and throwing chairs in the classroom. It's that she asked a friend to sneak in and get her boots one day when they were at recess, and she couldn't run in the shoes she had. She wanted her boots. She had asked for permission to go in and get them. They said no, so she asked her friend to sneak in and get them. Okay, you know, that doesn't mean there needs to be a bullet point that says we work on her not being sneaky, because she did that once this year. That was going around the system. That's not right, and she got a timeout for it at school, but I think we can also blow things out of proportion, you know, and so that's an example of the behaviors we're talking about. We're not talking about a kid that is, I think, completely disrupting the milieu of the class. You know, another one was that she doesn't always listen when she's spoken to. Well, welcome to my world. She doesn't. She doesn't always do what she's told the first time she's asked. Well, no, she doesn't. She'll stand there and pretend like she didn't hear you. And again, that's not okay, but I just don't know that it's that out of the ordinary, you know? I don't know. It just feels like the reaction to everything was bigger than the behavioral issues themselves. Not to say the behavioral issues aren't important. They are. And this is where she's going to learn how to do school, is in kindergarten, and that's fine, and I get that. That's what the principal said, and that makes sense. But how much of this is fairly normal 5 to 6-year-old behavior, and it just seems like she's feeling horrible about it. So anyway, I know I've gone on and on. I'm trying to keep my vlogs short, but I've just got so much on my mind, and it just helps to get it out, to like just put it out there. So even if it's just for me, it helps to just. So I don't want people getting the wrong impression and thinking that she's got this horrible, evil teacher. I don't think she does. I think she has a teacher that has a hard time expressing herself and has a hard time with confrontation and avoids it at all costs, and ran up against a mom who's a therapist who's not going to back down. And that's what I think happened. But do I think that she's mean? No. Do I think she's trying to hurt my child? No. Do I think she's going to learn from this that my child got hurt during it because of the avoidance? Yeah, I do. So, anyway, that's it. Thanks.